everyone, this is my 2010 Subaru Forester. Today I will be replacing the brake rotors. So I just ordered these. I was on the Subaru forum, I was reading around. It looked like a lot of you guys recommended the Centrics with a flat base on it just for a daily driver. Apparently they're quieter while you're braking, and your pads will last a lot longer that way. So I picked those up, got a pretty good deal on Amazon for them. So I guess we'll jump in. First thing, we're just gonna get the car up on a jack here. I'm gonna pause you for a moment until I get it up, and we'll take the wheel off and get started. Alright, so we've got the wheel off now, and obviously the car's up in the air. Make sure to break your lug nuts loose before you lift your car. It'll make it a whole lot easier. Wheel won't be spinning. It might be impossible actually without the wheel on the ground to break those lugs free. So get them off, get your car up in the air, and the first thing we're going to want to do now is get your caliper here loose. So there you'll see on this back side this bolt right here. Back it out, and then as soon as you got this bolt backed out all the way, this entire assembly right here you're going to see is going to lift up, and you'll be able to pull your pads out at that point in time. Give them a quick look over. I should be replacing mine right now. They don't need it, but since I'm putting on new rotors, I probably should be replacing them. I really wanted to get these rotors on for a trip I'm making here, so I'm gonna take a look at them. I think I took a look in there and they should be fine. So anyways, I'll do that. And alright, so this is the bolt that came out of the caliper set screw here. As soon as you pull that out, the entire caliper will just kind of pop up like this. So you can see the brakes have quite a bit of pad left to them, so I think I'll probably just end up using these for a while longer until I can get back and swap them out. So anyhow, I'm going to pull these out, and then I will be taking the entire caliper assembly off. So you'll see in the top of, or in the back side of the caliper here will be this bolt, and then that bolt right back there. So once those two come off, this entire assembly will just come off. So I'm going to yank those two bolts, and you'll see where we're at next. See, I got the bracket off. There it is. There's two bolts here that hold it on. There, that I showed you just a second ago. I'd suggest using a little bit of liquid wrench. These guys don't want to come out. They have a couple lock washers on there. So once you get one broken out, take this on the caliper and just kind of wiggle it, and that will help loosen up the other bolt a bit. So just might help keep you from stripping out any bolts or anything like that. So now I've got that off. In some cases, what you're going to need to do is get a couple bolts, insert them there, and tighten them. And what that's going to do is it's going to push the rotor away from this whole assembly here. But in this case, I noticed as soon as I got the brake pads off, this whole thing was pretty darn loose. So I think I can actually just take it off here. Let's see. Sit it down for a second. Alright, so there it is. It's off, ready to put the other one back on. The rotor is on, and we're just going to do everything in reverse of pretty much what we just saw. So I'm going to take the bracket here, remount it back to where it was, put the two screws in. I'll drop my front and rear pad in back on the caliper here. I'll take the caliper and put it back onto the mount where it was, and then put the wheel back on. So So pretty much everything's back together. I've got the bracket on here and the pads are back in place. Now when you put the calipers back on, usually you're going to want to get a couple C-clamps just to push these cylinders back in, but I was able to get it with just a pair of channel locks. Just put one on each and then just squeeze and they'll go in. So whatever works for you. But anyhow, I also forgot to mention before I tore all this down, kind of sprayed everything down in brake cleaner just to keep the dust down, and then right before I put everything back together I did it as well. Helps keep everything a little bit cleaner, a little bit safer. So alright guys and gals, that really is it. Wheels back on after you put in those couple last bolts. There really isn't much to it. It took me a little bit longer than I was kind of expecting, but this is the first time I've worked on this vehicle, so take it for what it is. If there's anything you saw that I missed or might have made this easier, feel free to leave it in the comments. But biggest thing I'd stress is don't feel intimidated by this kind of stuff. Anyone can do this. This is, like I said, the first time I worked on this vehicle, first time I've actually changed rotors, so no expert by any means, but those are the steps you need in order to replace everything. So thanks for watching.